Hey guys, it's Davion with 777's Barbell Club. Unfortunately, this week did not go to plan training wise. A flu bug jumped from my kids to my wife to me, and unfortunately, that caused a few days of training to be cut short and some other days to be skipped completely. Luckily, I'm feeling a lot better now, and we'll be jumping back into the training logs next week. This actually marks the end of my 2 week Evolve AI trial. I thought this would be a great time to review some of the pros and cons of each and how it compares to Juggernaut AI and talk about my plans going forward. AI based programs are a great in between steps of a cookie cutter program and having a coach. I think this is a fantastic choice for anybody to try. Before hopping into any of this, I want to make it clear this is purely my opinion, and what's important to me and what's important to you are going to be two different things. On a core level, these apps are more similar than they are different. Ultimately, programming has a certain set of base rules that both of these apps will follow for the most part. It's really about your adherence to the program and making sure that the inputs that you put into the app are as accurate as possible. So the first thing we're going to start off with is Juggernaut AI and some of the callouts for that. The first thing I would say is with Juggernaut AI, I do believe the app, as of now, is a little bit more stable than the Evolve AI. I've dealt with some app crashes over the past 2 weeks, nothing that a kind of a restarting of the app wouldn't solve, but I do think it's important to point that out. To be honest, when I first started using Juggernaut AI, I had just as many app issues, and those things were sorted out going forward. So I do believe that, for the most part, these things should be sorted out with Evolve AI over time. Juggernaut AI also has an established community. So there's a Facebook group, there's a Reddit group of people who have been using this app since it's been in a spreadsheet. Tons of people willing to help, read each other on, and answer any app-based questions that you have. The Juggernaut teams, the devs, including Chad, are very active and take feedback and answer questions inside of the groups. Now, this isn't to say that this isn't going to ever be available for Evolve, but as of November 2022, this is kind of what's available at the time. Now, because of the community feedback, Juggernaut also has a track record of adding in those features that the community is asking for in those groups, and that kind of moves into my main difference between the two, and that's going to be the differentiating factors, and those are the nice to haves within Juggernaut AI. So there's a warm-up planner that, based upon kind of how your warm-ups go, it'll give you kind of a suggestion for what your sets should be for that day. There's RPE planners, which can be very useful to someone who hasn't trained with RPE before. Even something as simple as the plate math calculator for somebody who doesn't know the plate math. Maybe you're switching between pound and kilo plates, makes it very useful. Now, for Evolve AI, some of the cool things that I've seen so far is going to be that initial setup process. They're asking you more in-depth questions, things like your recovery time for lifts. Now, both of these apps work in the same way that kind of your inputs affect your readiness score, and your readiness score then affects program changes over at the long term. So while entering that in at the beginning may be beneficial, the other apps will still pick it up at some point at the end as well. They also have the athlete directed top set. So if it gives you a little more customization. So maybe you know yourself a little bit better. You know what type of rep ranges work for you pretty well. So you can actually kind of tweak that. So maybe you feel a little bit more rested and you want to go for one of those benchmark sets and bump up the intensity for a day. That could be something that would be useful. Not something that I've used in my first 2 weeks, but it's definitely something cool. Now, the biggest factor and the huge reason why I'm sure some of you guys are even watching this video and looking for a comparison in the first place is the price. Evolve AI is $15 a month, $78 for 6 months, and then $132 a year. Juggernaut AI is $35 a month. You can get a 10% off promo code, which gets you to about $31.50, and then for yearly, it's about $350. So at this time, Juggernaut doesn't offer a comparison to the 6-month plan of Evolve AI. Saving $20 a month or nearly $220 a year. That's going to be big for some people. I'm not going to tell anybody how to spend their money, but I'm sure a lot of people in kind of the day and age we live in would definitely save a few bucks if possible. I do have two other important side notes around the pricing. Is whatever price you sign up for Evolve AI at the time, you're not going to be able to change your plan without canceling it. So for example, if you sign up for the $15 a month to start and you realize that you want to do the 6th month, you're not able to make any adjustments to that. I ran through this problem myself, and I actually emailed them, and they said they're actually working on updating the payments right now. So that's something that's being sorted out. But right now, you're not able to do that. The other big call is whenever you're signing up for either of these platforms, make sure that you're signing up using the actual official site. If you sign up using the app, the price is going to be a bit higher. Since Apple and Google take cuts for in-app purchases for iOS and Android, many app developers offset that cost by bumping up the price if you sign up in the app. This is actually the normal practice that's used for other streaming services as well. Now, It's a quick video, but I hope my experience is giving you enough information to make the proper decision for yourself. After 2 weeks of using Evolve AI, and I actually still have an active Juggernaut AI membership until the end of this month, I've actually made the decision to switch over to Evolve AI permanently or for full time, at least for now. The day-to-day app program is very similar, and while the nice to haves gives Juggernaut an advantage of functionality, I personally don't feel it's worth the additional price at the time. Competing products are always a win for the consumer. I'm very excited to see what type of advancements or features we can see from both these companies moving forward. Both these apps are great, and if you're already a Juggernaut AI user, I see no reason to switch if the price isn't a big deal to you. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or any specific differences, go ahead and shoot me a comment. I can maybe give a little bit more context going forward. But outside of that, guys, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Stay safe and keep on lifting.